Well, well, well. It looks like Microsoft isn't the only game in town, as Twitter and TikTok have held merger talks as Trump ban looms, a report from Yahoo Finance says. Could a TikTok Twitter tie up transpire? Well, let's find out here on Cap Time, where we bring you the key news items and news articles pertinent to allocating your capital in the most intelligent way possible. Let's get started. So, the social network and TikTok, owned by China's ByteDance, have engaged in preliminary discussions about merging TikTok's U.S. operations with Twitter. The Wall Street Journal reported, citing anonymous individuals. Twitter declined to comment, a TikTok rep said via email on Sunday. As a matter of corporate policy, we do not comment on market rumors. Oh, the sweet, sweet irony. For those not in the know, TikTok is the spiritual successor to Vines, which was acquired by Twitter many years ago, might I add. So the fact that Twitter is actually has somewhat of a similar app already under its as a feather under its cap a couple of years back, and now it's negotiating with purchasing or acquiring TikTok. It's the irony isn't lost on many people, including myself. With that said, the M&A chatter about TikTok and Twitter emerges after Microsoft last week confirmed that it had been exploring a TikTok takeover that comes under the threat of Donald Trump's effective U.S. ban of TikTok by September 21st, with the U.S. president claiming that the popular lip-syncing app continues to threaten the national security, foreign policy, and economy of the United States if ByteDance can't close a deal with an American buyer for TikTok's U.S.-based business by then. So TikTok, which is owned by ByteDance, it's a Chinese-owned company, and with a lot of these tech companies, it's fairly common knowledge that your data that you spend on the app is being aggregated and collected through those companies, whether it be by Facebook, Instagram, Google, and so forth. That's pretty much the trade-off that we've given through for convenience sake. But when it comes to TikTok, it's not owned by a U.S. entity. It's owned by a foreign entity through ByteDance, and it kind of raises. The article here is pointing out that there's concerns over the security of data when it comes to U.S. citizens utilizing the app. It's been found out that, for example, the app not only tracks user data within the purview of the app, but it also tracks users' phone clipboard data as well. It begs the question: what else? What other ways in which does TikTok aggregate data from our everyday phone usage, which by virtue of being a Chinese-based company, similar to how we found out that Facebook and Google, all have this data sharing agreement with the NSA and so forth. What's stopping ByteDance from sharing all this data with China, the Chinese government? So, it brings up concerns over foreign policy and security, foreign security issues and so forth. So let's keep going down. It says, meanwhile, TikTok is planning to sue Trump over his August 6th executive order as early as this Tuesday, arguing that the president's unilateral move is unconstitutional because it denied TikTok any due process, NPR reported. The lawsuit also will allege that Trump failed to provide any evidence that would show TikTok is a danger to the U.S. national security, per the report. On Friday, TikTok called Trump's order a dangerous precedent for the concept of free speech in open markets, and said it was planning to fight the ban in court. So the way that the U.S. attracts capital, more particularly foreign capital, is, we can look at countries as the same way that we look at products. Products have a brand, they have a brand message, a brand name, sort of an aura associated with that brand. The US's brand is that, if you bring your capital here, if you allocate your capital, invest your capital in the United States, it'll be within the confines of rule of law. within the confines of private property. You don't have to worry about the government threatening to ban your business for any such reason. And this is sort of the point that's being made here, that the U.S. is really, if the U.S. attracts capital to its borders for a very different reason than China does. The U.S. attracts capital through its free expression of open markets. If you kind of take that, if you take that aspect, that perk, if you will, off the table, it kind of, in a way, it harms the U.S. brand image as a place to place capital in. So just putting out that perspective out there. So it says, what the financial mechanics of a Twitter TikTok combo might look like are unclear. Twitter's market cap based on its August 7th closing stock price is $29.4 billion, call it, while TikTok has been valued at about $50 billion by a group of US-based ByteDance investors who were looking to acquire control of TikTok. Reuters reported last month. The Journal noted that Twitter would almost certainly need help to swing a deal for TikTok. So TikTok lets users, for those not in the know, again, TikTok lets users create, edit, and share videos of 15 to 60 seconds long. If TikTok ever becomes a part of Twitter, it would be the second attempt by Twitter to get into the short form video arena. It's like we mentioned before, its previous unsuccessful foray came through the 2012 acquisition of Vine. But Twitter shut down the 6-second video app in 2017 after failing to find a business model for it. So again, sweet irony. Essentially the closest thing to TikTok was actually an asset, an acquisition that Twitter actually had. For Twitter to actually come crawling towards something, reminiscent to Vine's, just very, very ironic there. Microsoft has said it's looking at acquiring TikTok's US, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand business, and the tech behemoth also reportedly is considering acquiring all of TikTok's operations. So let's just skip down here. The Trump administration's actions against TikTok and Tencent-owned WeChat are part of an escalating economic fight between the U.S. and China. Other entities and businesses have banned TikTok over concerns that Chinese government authorities could demand access to user data from TikTok. So the U.S. isn't the only entity that's contemplating the banning of TikTok, or rather threatening the banning of TikTok in this case. India, as we'll soon find out in the article, as the article continues below, is a country that's effectively banned the app throughout its borders. So have a number of different other entities just citing privacy concerns, especially as it relates to sharing that data with Chinese authorities. But at the same time, this sort of thing is something that China's has already engaged in within their own borders. China's banned Facebook, China's banned Instagram, Snapchat, Google, a litany of other apps from within its borders that you can only access through a VPN. If you ever find yourself within China. But in doing so, it's actually leveled the playing field because it's eliminated, say a Google from competing with a Baidu, which is China's equivalent to Google. Had China not eliminated Google from the scene, would Baidu actually have been as prevalent as it is today? Probably not. Not the same market share that it does now. It's from many people, it's very competitive in terms of quality and reliability with Google. With China, it's actually they've essentially done this such that they've leveled the playing field for some of their own internal companies, domestic companies. So just kind of wrap it up, to just kind of keep everyone abreast, as to what's going on in the world. The U.S. is, we're here in America. We're kind of taking away some of the perks that we've had in terms of our brand image. So with that said, thank you so much. And please subscribe to our channel and share it with as many people as you'd like. Thank you.